Live look from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn for you. Some wet roads out there. Just a few flakes coming down at this hour. 6:12. Let's get you right over to Alex Dennis. She's watching the roads for you this morning. And John with your forecast.
Yeah, geography makes a big difference. North and west, you're still dealing with some more slippery spots, but city, it's just wet roads. To parts of the Jersey, sure, it's still snowing, even some visibility concerns. But, yeah, we are going to see a bit of a break today. Numbers critically close enough to freezing where no real major concerns for Long Island through the city. Eva's a little cooler at 29, but there is a little bit of mixing going on through parts of Monmouth Ocean. And then colder. North and west, you bet. And when you factor in the wind, feels cooler than that. Some gray skies. Oh, yeah, don't forget the pets. But do watch out. I mean, every now and then, well north and west, you are going to see some slippery spots. So watch the roads and windshield wiper fluid. Oh, you're going to need that. We're not looking at a lot of snow for the event today. For your Friday, trace to an inch or two, and then we get a break. Right now, this is interesting. We've been watching that where you see the changeover in color. It means a little bit of sleet is mixing in. And, yeah, that can definitely slicken up those driveways and sidewalks. Watch out for that. Crews have been out salting, though. This South Ocean event, that's going to bring in, that's where you're going to see that possible 2-inch accumulation. It'll be the exception, not the norm around the area. It's light snow for the island. More snow will fill in for the Hudson Valley through midday, but this thing weakens. Watch what happens. Computer guidance now shows a little bit of rain even after the commute for the island, maybe a passing snow shower. Friday afternoon, relatively benign, which is great for air travel, rail travel, and getting around by car. By 6 o'clock, you see snow. By 7 o'clock, it's snowing in the city. It will already start to accumulate. It will start to accumulate. Warm air filters in, an element of icing overnight. So by Saturday night, we could be dealing with heavy rain and heavy snow in our area. It all depends on how far north that warm air gets, and that, again, depends on the track of the storm. By Sunday morning, we're concerned about an ice event, meaning you've got sleet hitting and sticking and causing ice accumulation. Then Sunday, the gears churn, and you see cold air. Gusty winds could help to dry surfaces out, but they'll just reinforce the chill, and that leaves us with those brutally cold conditions overnight Sunday into Monday. So we're concerned about a flash freeze event where leftover moisture freezes, not falling from the atmosphere. It's just whatever's left over could freeze. The advisories, the watches and warnings kick in tomorrow afternoon. So remember, it's snow to start, then a quick change over to mix to rain, even overnight Saturday into Sunday. And then right here for the city, boy, it's a little later where you could see an opportunity for some ice before there's rain, back to ice and snow. I know. But then north and west, where it's mainly snow, that's where you're going to see the really big numbers. The concern, though, for accumulating ice is right over the city late Sunday into Monday. That is a traffic nightmare. Hopefully no nightmares now, Alex.
Oh, we actually have some changes as you make your way out. So let's first begin in Queens. It's busy here. An accident involving a truck has a center lane blocked on the southbound side of the Van Wyck at Atlantic Avenue. We're seeing some heavy delays now back to Jewel Avenue. Also farther north, a crash has a lane blocked on the westbound side of the Grand Central Parkway. That's at 94th Street. And then in Brooklyn, an accident has a lane blocked on the northbound side of the BQE at Atlantic Avenue, and heavy delays here are back to the Belt Merge. Also a crash on the southbound side of the Gowanus. That's at 6th Avenue. So a busy portion of your ride is in these three areas. Also, Mass Transit, New Jersey Transit's Port Jervis line has a 45-minute delay in both directions. It's due to a Metro North signal problem near Harriman. Also, Amtrak's Northeast Corridor. It's going to operate on a modified schedule this Saturday and Sunday. It's all due to the snowstorm. Alternate side parking is in effect today citywide. Be safe. Don't text and drive. Mary, back to you.
Alex, thank you. A commuter alert this morning. L train shutdown is now officially canceled. The change in plans comes after Governor Cuomo visited the Canarsie Tunnel earlier this month. He proposed a plan to shut down one tube at a time. That's exactly what the MTA will do. The tunnel, which carries the L train between Manhattan and Brooklyn, was scheduled to close entirely April 27th for a 15-month renovation to repair damage from Superstorm Sandy. The MTA is currently revising a closure schedule and timeline for the new plan.
A warning from Mayor de Blasio about the federal government shutdown.
He says if it doesn't end soon, New Yorkers will be hit with cuts to programs like housing and food assistance. CBS 2's Allie Bauman spoke with a single mom who's very worried.
I don't know how I'm going to survive. even though I work full-time.
Omega is a single mother of 6 and among the 1.6 million New Yorkers who could lose their food stamps if the government shutdown continues.
There's no way to look at your child and say, you might have to go to bed hungry tonight because food stamps stop.
The dire warning from Mayor de Blasio.
In the entire history of the city, nothing like this has ever happened before.
The mayor says if this shutdown doesn't end by March 1st, New York City will lose $500 million each month in federal aid for food stamps, rental assistance, school lunches, homeless programs, and fighting opioid addiction.
The state of New York will have to start cutting off support because as it loses federal dollars, it cannot turn around those dollars and help localities.
Fear federal workers have had since December, now spreading to the social services office in Greenwich Village.
I'm hearing about the federal workers. They're selling their cars, they're selling their belongings to try to, pay their bills and eat, and I really don't know at this point.
Livonia Miller says losing her subsidized housing and school lunches for 3 children will be crippling.
I would have to, pack food from home would take away, from the food that I have at home that I'm trying to feed them with.
The city is sending most food stamp recipients double checks this month to cover people for January and February. But the mayor says that's the last they'll get until the shutdown is over.
The child that's hungry and crying, there's nothing that you could do to satisfy that child but give them something to eat.
You make it people criminals are not criminals, because they're going to steal, will, deal, and what they can do to feed their children.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm real worried.
The mayor advises people prepare for the worst.
My cabinets are going to be bare, and
for Omega, the worst is uncertainty. From Greenwich Village, Allie Bauman, CBS2 News.
New Yorkers facing hardships can find resources on our website at cbsnewyork.com.
Time now is 6:18. More on the government shutdown just ahead, including how it could affect your pets.
We also have a sneak peek of the upcoming Super Bowl commercial. See what happens when Michael Bublé is craving something bubbly.
And now to our Money Watch this morning. Stock futures are up at this hour. Possible progress in negotiations in U.S.-China trade talks helped stocks finish higher on the street yesterday. The Dow rose 163, the S&P gained 20, the Nasdaq jumped almost 50.